Welcome back, everybody, to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. Today, we are going to continue the investigation in Case 2.
You know, I'm glad we found the urn and all, but poor Mr. Delight got arrested again.
Well, supposedly, Mr. Delight was at the CEO's office when the murder occurred.
No way, Jose! I don't buy it!
The one who proved that Mr. Delight was there, it was Mr. Nick himself, at least from what I can understand.
Looks like you did too good of a job this time, Nick.
Well, how about we get started looking into the KB security murder?
I think I'm gonna head back to Curie Village for a little while, if that's alright.
Sure, but why?
I'm gonna bring the sacred urn back and have some people take a look at it.
Oh, that's a good idea. I think I'll go with...
No, Mr. White, you should stay here. I want you to spend some special quality time together full of love and happiness.
Maybe Pearls is so caught up in her fantasy she forgot there's a murder to solve.
Now remember, no fighting, okay?
She's gone.
Okay, Nick, time to get going on this murder investigation. So, what do we do now? Isn't it obvious? We should get out there and investigate the murder.
Well, first, we need to find out exactly where KB security is located.
Hey, why don't we ask Miss Delight? She should know. Besides, I'm gonna ask her some stuff about motorcycles.
Motorcycles? You're not thinking of getting one, are you?
I'm not the same little Maya who used to be happy with her dinky little bike, Nicky boy.
Speaking of asking around, I've got a few questions of my own for Mr. Delight.
Okay, well, let's make sure to go to the detention center, too.
You must be relieved when we got the sacred urn back, huh?
You bet, but there's something a little different about it. Don't... Me? It's pretty obvious, isn't it? I mean, take a look at this. It clearly says, I am, on the urn in the poster. But the urn we got back says Amy, like it always used to.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Plus, the vase has pink splotches on it now. I'm sure they weren't there before.
Maya doesn't know, but 1 year ago when the urn was broken, the repairer accidentally turned Mystic Amy's name into I Am. And that repairer was one mechanically unskilled little Pearls. But still, I don't remember ever seeing pink splotches on it.
Is it possible that urn is a fake?
I'm sure Pearls will find out about that once she gets back to Curane Village.
Yeah, I suppose.
Now that I think about it, Maya hasn't been back to Curane Village in a long time. So, I guess people still go to Curane Village to do their training, right?
Yup. If you want to become a spirit medium, you need to undergo severe training.
So why haven't you been training lately, Maya?
Well, lately I've been thinking of heading into a channeling dojo to do just that.
A channeling dojo, huh? Sounds pretty serious, whatever that is.
If you're going to train, you have to be serious. Otherwise, real tragedies can happen.
Is what happened last year still bothering you? That murder in her village, it happened because the power of channeling was misused.
When a medium uses the curade technique, she temporarily loses her own will.
So when an especially strong spirit is summoned, the spirit medium can get taken over and even forced to commit terrible crimes. What's worse, in those cases, the spirit medium has no memory of what happened. Dramatique! That murder, it wasn't your fault, Maya. You know that, don't you?
I suppose not, but I guess I'm still a bit shaken up, that's all.
It sounds like being the master of Curane is going to be a heavy responsibility. Not enough talk.
Oh, Nicky boy, Maya.
Miss Delight.
All I wanted to do was help my dear Ronnie.
Yeah, but I guess it ended up hurting his case.
Don't say that, Nick. She doesn't need your help beating herself up. Hey, Nicky boy, please help Ronnie. He's not a killer, I swear. My Ronnie wouldn't hurt a fly.
Alright, I'll poke around to see what I can find out.
Really? Are you serious? Oh, I'm so happy. I knew asking for your help was the right thing to do. I don't know what I can do to help anymore. I had no idea Miss Delight had such a vulnerable side. Listen carefully, Nicky boy. My Ronnie would never, ever kill anyone. It's just not in him. I don't think he would either, Nick. Yeah, but you have to admit he's got a bit of a temper to him. Not that hard to imagine him snapping and screaming, "Please die!" He would never say that! Anyway, Miss Delight, he might not be a killer, but he's still going around saying that he's a thief. I already told you, that's just a fantasy for him.
Miss Delight, I hate to say it, but you're the one living in a fantasy world.
What? How dare you say that to me, Nicky boy? I know everything about my Ronnie. We don't have any secrets between us. Ronnie isn't the thief type. He's so honest that he wouldn't even sneak a nap. He's so honest that he wouldn't even steal a glance. Thief! Ha! The very idea.
I guess I just don't get it.
Huh? Get what?
I just can't understand how they can be so different and yet be such a happy couple.
Yeah, they sure are different.
Come on now, Nicky boy. It's not that mysterious, is it? It was love at first sight. For me, anyway.
What? For you? So was it really love at first sight when you first met Mr. Delight?
Well, maybe not at first sight, but Ronnie saved my life.
Saved your life?
I was at work one day when 2 robbers suddenly rushed in. Well, I'm not the kind to just curl into a little ball in a corner, so I fought back. Robbers? Yes, they took me hostage. I was so frightened. They were both carrying these huge knives, and I broke down into tears. Yeah, I would too if I were in that situation.
Oh, I think I get it. Did Mr. Delight come running to save you? Yes, exactly. I remember he looked so handsome in that guard uniform of his. He went right up to those 2 knife-wielding robbers and screamed in their faces. "Please stop it!" he screamed. I could see the robbers' faces turn pale.
That high-pitched shriek of his does have a surprisingly strong effect on people.
Then, crying and swinging his arms like crazy, he attacked the 2 robbers. All by himself, he came to save me, a total stranger all by himself. He was so scared that he was crying and shaking, but he still risked his life for me. Wow, that's a great story. Yes, you may not look it, but in a tough situation, there's no one better. That's why I fell in love with him like I did.
That's so romantic. I'd fall in love too, I guess.
Nick, I hope you'll do the same for me if I ever get taken hostage.
With Maya, that possibility always seems to loom in the not-so-distant future.
I hate these kinds of people more than anything. You mean Ace Detectives?
No, I'm fine with Ace Detectives.
Oh, so then you must mean thieves.
No, they're alright too. I just hate thieves that pretend to be Ace Detectives. There's nothing I hate more than cowardly men.
By the way, why did you go to Detective Atmey's office anyway?
Well, as the trial went on, I started to get more and more nervous. I went there to try to find out more about the real criminal.
The real criminal?
Yes, obviously the real Master Mask is not my Ronnie, right?
Yeah?
And Detective Atmey knew more about Master Mask than anyone else. They mentioned him on the Great People of the Town segment on TV.
So then you went there to ask him some questions?
That's right. I'll do whatever it takes to save my man. His secretary said the Ace Detective isn't in right now, but I forced my way past her and into his hideout.
I wouldn't exactly call that office of his a hideout.
That bag was sitting right there on top of the table.
Oh yeah, we saw that bag there yesterday too.
There's nothing lower than someone who would try to pin a crime on someone else.
Miss Delight, do you know about KB's security?
Don't be silly. Of course I do. That's where my Ronnie works. So she thinks he still works there, huh? Oh, that's right. According to what we heard today... Come on, don't tell me you didn't know it.
Rotten Delight was once an employee of KB Security. He was a professional security guard.
But he quit. He doesn't work there anymore.
Looks like Miss Delight doesn't know. KB Security is only about 20 minutes away. By motorcycle, that is.
Larry told me it takes 30 minutes by car.
Well, I have to admit I tend to fly pretty fast on my bike.
To make it to KB Security that fast, are you sure you aren't literally flying?
Why don't I give you a ride sometime? Or better yet, how about now?
No, I'll pass, thanks. Why don't you just tell us where it is and we'll go ourselves?
What a scaredy cat you are, Nick!
Miss Delight told us the location of KB Security, so now we can go there.
Okay, let's head over there right away, Nick.
Good idea. Great idea. So I guess this is where it all went down, huh?
The walls in here look thick, just like you'd expect in a CEO's office.
What has that got to do with anything? Hey, it's you guys! Oh, it's Detective Gumshoe. Today was a real train wreck for you guys, huh?
Sure was, pal! That prosecutor made real fools out of us.
Yeah, I feel for you.
Wow, that's not like you at all. I thought you'd be more like...
Oh, that was great! You guys got what you deserved, pal!
Or something to that effect.
Do I really sound like that to you, pal?
If the gumshoe fits.
Well, anyway. The point is, I can tell when someone puts their heart into their jobs. And I can sympathize when things don't go your way. Sometimes, I feel like wrong is the only way things go for us detectives.
Wow, I had no idea Detective Gumshoe was such a nice guy.
Now, if this little love fest is over, maybe we can start investigating.
Detective Gumshoe, tell us what you know about the murder.
Okay, but the thing is, I'm really not supposed to.
Hey, come on, what happened? What about how we put our hearts into our work? Things are really working against us right now and we need help.
Okay, I'll tell you, just don't start crying on me, okay, pal?
Okay, I won't cry on you, pal.
The victim's name is Cade Bullitt. He was the CEO of KB Security and a pretty big fella in his own right. His corpse was discovered at 9 o'clock this morning. His estimated time of death was 1 o'clock in the morning on October 12th. Cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head, probably an object in this room. It happened at exactly the same time that Master Mask was stealing the urn, huh?
So why did it take almost an entire day to discover the body?
There's a good explanation for that one. Bullett's body was stashed away inside the safe.
Safe? Well, it's pretty big.
Nobody had heard from him, and when they opened the safe this morning, out he came.
Oh, so the body fell out. That white string must be the shape from when he fell out. I think we still need some more information about Mr. Billiard.
Maybe you could start by getting the man's name right.
So, what happened to Master Mask?
He's at the detention center screaming like a madman. Investigate me again, he keeps yelling.
Ah, no, I didn't mean him. He's not the real thief anyway, right?
Oh, you mean that detective at me. Oh, that was great. That guy got what he deserved.
Well, that's the detective I know and love.
Think about it. Andy was always around when a calling card showed up. But he always mysteriously disappeared when the heist took place. I was hiding at the crime scene. Yeah, right. That's the lamest thing I've ever heard. That's how you just knew he was the thief.
That would explain how he was able to retrieve the stolen item he keeps bragging about.
Yeah, he just did that to make himself look like a great detective, that's all. But there's this one thing I can't figure out about his first heist.
His first heist?
Yeah, the Tear of Emanon case. There was a witness on that one.
A witness?
Here, I saved the newspaper clipping. Since the thief is already under arrest, you guys can keep it.
Hey, this guard here. Haven't I seen him somewhere before? It's pretty small, so it's kind of hard to see, but now that she mentions it, there is a little something there. Oh, that prosecutor! I really don't like that guy. The way he used our own evidence to do that to Mr. Delight?
Yeah, I think he did it that way just because he knew it hurt more. That's what my gut tells me anyway.
So who is that Java-addicted mass maniac anyway?
Prosecutor Godot? He's quite the enigma, huh? Thing is, pal, I never even heard of the guy before. He just showed up one day at the prosecutor's office. Came out of nowhere.
That's right, he said this was his first case as a prosecutor.
And it's true, according to the records anyway. But no way he's an amateur. He's a nice man in court, a maverick that gives me goosebumps.
Goosebumps? You?
Yeah, I knew something was off about him, so I asked around. Nobody would talk to me. They all just turned the other way.
Poor Detective Gumshoe. I had no idea you were so unpopular.
No, that's not what I meant.
That Godot guy acts like he knows me and has a grudge against me. I get the feeling he's hiding some kind of dark secret. Alright. So let's examine the two elephants in the room. First, this. Check out this big, thick binder here. Leave the heavy lifting to me, Nick. Reading a file isn't exactly back-breaking work, just a little hard on the eyes. Ah! What did you find out, Nick? This file. It's not about any sort of security operations or anything. This huge file is all about Mask to Mask. It's filled with info on him. What? What kind of info? It's filled with incredibly detailed information about his methods and the crime scenes. Hey, Nick, look at that last page. It's a list. Let's see. Tier of Emanon, $100,000. This looks like a list of all the treasures that Mask to Mask stole. So then, $100,000 is the value of the stolen item? I don't know. That number sounds kind of low to me. I think I'd better secretly make a copy of this list.
Ooh, what does this button do?
Oh, there's a button here. Let's see.
Hey, cut it out! Don't press that!
That was pretty funny. I never knew Detective Gumshoe could jump like that. What is that button anyway?
It's an emergency buzzer! It says right there on the panel!
Oops, you're right. It's written right there. Nick, how many times have I told you to read the instructions first?
This alarm's connected to the basement guard room. It's used to summon security up here.
Really? Then it's possible on the night of the crime. Oh, so when the CEO was attacked, do you think that maybe he pressed the buzzer?
Yeah, I thought about that, so I asked around down there. But they said that the buzzer never went off that night. Also, we couldn't find any fingerprints on the buzzer. Mr. Bullard, the victim, wasn't wearing any gloves, by the way, just so you know.
I think we'd better go and talk to that guard about this emergency buzzer. So, let's do that. Security room. Wow, this is really something else. For a security guard office, it sure doesn't feel very secure. KB security guard. Uh-oh, I just remembered. Larry might be...
Hey, Nick, what's up?
So he is here.
Yo, how's it hanging, dude? I got you... And you got my sweet little Maya with you, too!
Hi, Larry.
Here I was, working my fingers to the bone, and in walks an angel. I got no problems with a daytime date, it's all good.
No, that's not what we're here for. We're investigating the Bullard murder case.
Huh?
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're a lawyer, aren't you? He's so hopelessly clueless.
Well, if it's about the murder case, boy, have I got some good info for you.
Really? What is it? Well, I don't mind sharing it with my sweet little Maya, but Nick here is a different story. But Larry, I thought you two were old school buddies. That was then, and this is now. So what's this good info you were talking about, Larry? Hey, I'm a guard, a pro. I can't just give away information for free.
He wants a bribe? I thought professionals were more, I don't know, honest!
Can you talk to him, Maya? Larry, tell us already, what's the good info?
Hey, I like that! This kitten's got some claws. Okay, you really want to know?
Yes, so tell me.
Okay, so the thing is, Ron Delight was an employee here, and naturally, since I'm a pro, I looked into his background. Follow me?
Yes, you're a pro, I follow you, go on.
Well, 1 year ago, Ron Delight was fired, and there was no warning at all. It just happened all of a sudden. I know this is a small company, but I think that was pretty awful.
I guess he must have done something bad to have gotten fired like that.
Like maybe skipping out of work to go pick up hot chicks or something. No, that's just you! So what is it like to be a part-time security guard? Let me tell you, it's tough. Well, you know me. I get by alright, I guess. First, I have to keep my eye on those monitors all the time.
Monitors?
There are security cameras set in each room around the building. It's really hard. Sometimes I feel like my eyes are gonna fall out.
Oh.
And if I see something suspicious, I have to contact one of the teams.
What teams?
The security teams for this company. They're supposedly the best of the business. But I'm no amateur either, so if it's something small, I don't bother calling them. So in other words, you basically watch TV screens all day long. Whatever, dude. You were in this office when the murder took place, weren't you? Why do you say that? This is just a part-time job for me, and I can't operate the equipment, and I'm dumb. Even if it is part-time and you are dumb, you're still in charge of security here. Hey, give me a break! Don't try to pin the whole thing on me! That's not fair, Nick!
Huh? I don't think you can expect someone like him to take any responsibility.
Anyway, the point is, you were here that night, right? Oh no, I knew something smelled bad, and it was the butts after all. Well, it's like I always say, that was then and this is now, okay? It looks like I'm gonna have to break his psych lock after all. Alright, I do believe we have enough at this time to do the thing here. On the night of the crime, were you working hard like you were supposed to? What? Huh? Of course I was! Why wouldn't I have been? But didn't you sneak out of work just yesterday to go see Miss Delight? Ah, but that was that, and this is this. Is there any chance that you snuck out of work last night, too? Never! I didn't sneak out. I tell you what, I'll even bet you $1. $1? Wow, now that's confidence. What's with that drenched-in-the-rain puppy look on your face? Do you have evidence that I left my position, or are you just pulling my chain? The evidence that Larry was not manning his station when the murder happened is... this. This wallet. You know about this, right? I've never seen it before. Liar! You hand-delivered this wallet to Miss Delight just yesterday. Give me a break. You can't just expect me to remember every little thing that happens. Well, I do expect you to remember something that happened just yesterday. What time was it when you found this wallet? I guess it was around 1 o'clock in the morning on the first floor of our company building. 1 o'clock in the morning? That's right. In other words, Larry, at the time of the murder, you were away from the security guard office. Yeah, but there's something you didn't think about. What's that? My shift that day didn't start until 10 p.m. The murderer might have snuck in before then. What do you mean by that? If the murderer had snuck in before 10 p.m., then it wasn't my fault. It was the fault of the guy whose shift was before mine. Why do I have the feeling he still doesn't get the seriousness of this? Listen up, Larry. We know beyond a shadow of a doubt that the killer snuck into the CEO's office after 10 p.m. during your shift. And here's proof. Take that! Larry, when you use this key card, does it leave a record? Yeah, it does, but I can't show the record to just anyone you know. That key card data was already made public in the trial today. What? I didn't know that! Any kind of request for info like that is supposed to go through me! Boy, does that sound a bit arrogant coming from a part-time guard. Anyway, according to the data, the door to the CEO's office was opened with this card. Furthermore, it was most definitely used at 1 a.m., the time of the murder. No way! Yes, someone used this to get into the CEO's office. That happened at 1 a.m. on the night of the crime, right in the middle of your shift! Larry, you can't duck your responsibility this time! I knew it! It's all my fault! It's my fault that the boss was killed! My fault! Larry, there's nothing I could do! I have important issues to deal with too, man! What happened that night anyway? My Donna happened! Huh? Your Donna? I got a bad feeling about this. Yeah, my Donna called and said, I have to talk to you right away. So I went to see her, and he was standing right there next to her. Who was? Her new boyfriend! It was like some horrible joke! Before I knew what was going on, the guy socked me right in the kisser! Normally, I'm the one that does the punching, isn't that right, Maya? Yeah. So, is that why you left the security guard office? I'm sorry! It's all my fault! How can I ever make up for it, Nick? What can I do? What? He's curled up on the floor, crying like a baby. Oh boy. Nick! Is there anything I could do? Anything, just name it! I'll do whatever I have to do to make up for it! I swear I will! Larry. Hey, Nick, as long as he's offering, why don't you show him the evidence we've got? She's right. Maybe we'll get at least one bit of useful information from him. Alright, we got a couple things to show. But namely, it's this buzzer here. The buzzer in the CEO's office is directly connected to this room, right? That's right! Just like my heart is connected to yours, Maya. Huh? Go ahead, Maya. Press the buzzer in your heart. I promise I'll come running to your rescue, like the professional guard I am. Wow, that was pretty good. Thanks, I tried. Do you think you could tell us about the buzzer now? Yes, please, please tell us. Okay, I guess so. Prepare to be wowed. So now we can talk about this buzzer. I accidentally pressed the buzzer earlier. Yeah, I heard it. So that was you, huh? You're a security guard, aren't you? Why didn't you come to the CEO's office? Well, this is the 3rd floor of the basement. The CEO's office is on the 1st floor. I thought it would be a good idea to adopt a wait-and-see approach. Plus, there was a police detective here, right? I just didn't think it was necessary. It's as if he's trying to win an award for the laziest person on the planet. Let's get back to talking about the night of the murder, okay? Isn't it true that the buzzer didn't go off that night? There must be a record, right? You must have had a look at it, right? Of course I did! And I couldn't possibly have made a mistake, either. Do you think you could take just one more look for me, pretty please? Okay. I just can't say no to you, Maya. What do you think, Nick? He's probably right. I don't think even Larry can make a mistake like that. What is it? What's wrong? I made a mistake! Huh? But how? Can't be! It's impossible! Okay, enough already. What about the records? That night, it went off just once, in the morning, at around 1 a.m. 1 a.m.? That's when the murder happened. Really? Are you serious? That's terrible! It can't be! Alright, what else?